Hello, everyone. Today we're diving into a topic that affects many of us daily: the psychological impact of consuming bad news and how we can manage our media habits to protect our mental health. In a world inundated with headlines about crises, disasters, and conflicts, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or desensitized. But understanding how bad news affects us and learning some practical strategies can make a real difference. So, let's explore this important subject together. First off, what do we mean by bad news? It includes stories about violence, disasters, pandemics, economic crises, and other events that evoke fear, anxiety, or despair. With the rise of digital media and social networks, we're bombarded with this kind of content almost constantly. This constant exposure leads us to ask, why is bad news so omnipresent? Well, it's partly because of our natural psychology and social media algorithms designed to grab our attention. More on that later. Now let's look at how this impacts us emotionally, cognitively, and behaviorally. On an emotional level, excessive bad news can cause anxiety and stress, making us feel helpless or afraid. People often report feeling overwhelmed after just a few minutes of news. This repeated exposure can lead to desensitization, where we no longer feel shock or compassion. And sometimes it even fosters paranoia, a sense that the world is dangerous and unsafe. Cognitively, constant negativity can skew our worldview. We start to develop pessimism about the future and find it harder to concentrate or think clearly. There's also a tendency toward confirmation bias, meaning we seek out stories that reinforce our negative beliefs, creating a vicious cycle. Behaviorally, this can mean avoiding social interactions, losing interest in activities we once enjoyed, or struggling with sleep disturbances like insomnia. Over time, these effects can contribute to feelings of depression and hopelessness, with serious impacts on mental health. Ever wondered why we're so drawn to bad news? There are psychological reasons. Evolutionary perspective. Our ancestors needed to be alert to threats for survival. Negativity bias. Our brains inherently focus more on negative information because it's often more urgent or important. Social media algorithms. Platforms tend to amplify sensational content to maximize engagement, feeding our obsession with alarming headlines. So, how do we protect ourselves? Here are some practical strategies to manage how we consume news. Start by limiting your daily news intake. For example, check the news only once or twice a day, and avoid doing it right before bed. Choose your sources wisely. Favor reputable outlets that provide balanced, solutions-focused reporting instead of sensationalism. Be aware of your emotional reactions. If certain stories trigger anxiety, take a break. Be mindful about how consuming certain content makes you feel, and honor your mental state. Fill your time with activities that boost your mood, like exercise, hobbies, meditation, or spending time with loved ones. These can help counterbalance the negativity. Question what you see and hear. Fact check. Recognize sensational language. And remember that not everything on social media is accurate or necessary to know immediately. Understanding how the media works is key. Become a media-literate consumer. Learn to identify bias, sensationalism, and the motives behind certain stories. This empowers you to make informed decisions about what to read and share. To wrap up, we've seen that consuming excessive bad news can have serious emotional and cognitive consequences. But by setting boundaries, choosing better sources, practicing mindfulness, and engaging in positive activities, we can protect our mental health. Remember, you have the power to control your media diet. Seek out stories that inspire hope and solutions rather than despair. Your mental well-being depends on it. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more discussions on mental health and wellness. Stay informed, stay balanced, and take care of yourselves.